This alert goes out to the citizens of California. In your upcoming gubernatorial election, you have an individual that is running that is not who he says he is. Mr. Ken Miller is using a pseudonym as his name. Now, this is not against the law to run under a fictitious name, but it is against the law to create that identity in order to conceal your past felony convictions. Mr. Miller, whose actual name is William F. Witherill, he was convicted for a felony and served time in the state of Arizona, and while serving time he got an additional 90 days for an infraction that he caused with another inmate. This information is public domain. It is available online, as well are his mugshots. Pay attention to the ear and note that they do match, so we can definitely identify his real identity. Now, Mr. Witherill is no stranger to the art of disguising his appearance, since he is a professional actor. He can be seen on some Frontline specials and other news events where he has appeared as an official trying to con the viewers into believing a story that never happened. He goes by several different pseudonyms: David Action, Action Actor, Action the Actor, Mr. Disaster, but underneath it all, he's still the same convicted felon. His associate, Linda West, or Joan Kaplan, goes by the name of Morning Mayan on YouTube. She is a family member, and she is married to an individual that you also know from the network RT that goes by the name of Max Kaiser. This whole family is involved in massive scams. One of them happens to be the gold and silver scam, which they are trying to artificially inflate and control and push through their networks, RT, and through their associates on the Alex Jones show. And understand, if they don't get elected in one state, they will just go to another state and try it there. They keep on trying this until they eventually work their way into the system, then they can self-promote from their family and promote from within. So then you get the one-sidedness or the lopsided favoritism and all the other corruption that goes along with it. Now let me give you some advice on how to spot these individuals in the videos that you see online and on the TV. If you have a mirror handy, look into it. Now, you are you. That's your normal face. Your everyday face you're used to. If I were a casting director and I said, well, we don't like how you look, can you do characters? Do you have any other characters to offer? Try to make a face that's not your normal face, and do it so that it's not stupid looking or goofy looking. It's extremely difficult to change your appearance when it comes to a manipulation of the face. That's what separates the good actors from the bad actors, are the ones that are able to do this very well and become multiple roles and, of course, get paid because they continue to work as other characters. This is part of their job. The ones that can't do it well, they don't get as much work as the ones that can. But you see that this family that we've been talking about, they of course play favorites. So they have to keep it tight, keep it within the family, because it's a secret from everybody. They don't want anybody to know this scam that they've been pulling for many years, many generations. So they have to use their family members. Now, because of that, you can see the ones that are making the goofy face. Check this video out and see if you can spot them.
I met Ken and Peggy Miller through a friend, and I was amazed by...
If you've watched any of my videos, you know this person very well. This is Tony Greenberg. He plays at least 20 to 30 other characters that you've seen on the news and on Alex Jones, like Pepe Escobar and tons of other ones. He's very talented at what he does, but he still has to cover his ears and try to cover his face because he is aware that we're watching for him. But he still can't hide the fact that he still is Tony, and he looks like Tony.
You know, I remember one time we were at a business meeting. Oh, big, large room of business people. He reached in his pocket.
If you recall my last video, I exposed Joe Olstein, the preacher from the Lakewood Church, and his mother, who is Gloria Allred, and his wife, who is Ariana Huffington. Well, this gentleman here is actually his brother, and he is a well-known dentist in Dallas.
Amazing history and characters of.
Now, they've shot this individual on an angle to attempt to hide his identity from those that are using the face as their means of reference. They, fortunately for us, forgot or just didn't know that the ear was a much better identifier than the face. We have a very good shot here, and we can match this actor up to the actor that plays the role of David Wilcox in the alternative media spectrum. The same actor is the one that plays presidential candidate Gary Johnson. Now, that's not his real name, that's a pseudonym as well. We know that his brothers' names are Sexton, so we have photographs of presidential candidate Gary Johnson and his brothers, along with the person that plays Tina Fey, which is Jennifer Greenberg Sexton, at David Rockefeller Jr.'s house in North Carolina.
Of a country.
And so when Ken got into the Senate, he wasn't.
Remember the first person in this video? Tony? This is Tony's father-in-law. This is Annie's father.
Because I believe I can honestly understand what he stands for.
And of course we have, again, Gloria Allred that we exposed in the previous video.
Impact that the other candidates have.
Because he is one of us, a Christian, a husband.
Then of course, back to Tony again.
In my mind, those are the real qualifications for leadership. It's not, I've had 10 years in political office, or...
Here's one more quick video just so you can see the versatility that Tony has and some additional characters in the family.
I thought it was an excellent film. And the reason why it's important is this is another example of federal government overreach and the extension into our lives.
A lot of people don't really understand, you know, they emotionally, we all love animals.
And of course we spoke about Max Kaiser in the beginning of this video. Well, this is his co-host, Stacy Herbert.
And so they kind of get confused, their heartstrings get pulled in.
I really liked the film. I thought it did a great job of personalizing exactly what's going on for the people in the state of Montana, besides exposing the falsehoods that you have.
And this is a perfect example of not just a goofy face, but a goofy voice. Now, some of the voices, they have the technology, and of course they have the facility to manipulate the voice in post-production. Obviously, in this setting, they didn't, so he's trying to just change it naturally, and he thinks he's a better actor than he actually is. So,
propagated out there by the other side.
There's no reason in the world.
And this should tell you that Tony's running out of characters to play.
Why wool should be forced down the throats of the people of Montana.
You don't know the laws. You don't know which ones you're breaking. There are so many federal, state, county, local ordinances. Every regulatory agency now has rules.
This is not the only family member that is running for a position in the government. As we see, of course, Sheriff Mack, who we know is Alec Baldwin. He's running as well. And plus, his brother is running too, Daniel. But we'll get into Daniel in another video.